Hello gorgeous peeps, I'm Chris from TechSpert, and this bad boy here is the Samsung Galaxy A52 5G, freshly launched by Samsung yesterday. I ordered it on the Samsung website last night for 399 quid, got delivered first thing this morning, can't fault that kind of service. It's a little bit more compact, a little bit cheaper than the Galaxy A72, which also launched yesterday, but the A52 5G still boasts some beefy specs and features, and a couple of advantages over the A72, like a 120Hz AMOLED display. So let's whip it on out, get it all set up, and take you on a full-on tour of the hardware and the software, test out the gaming chops, the camera tech, all that good stuff. And for more on the latest greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Alright, so 7 style, what's in the box? Well, of course you get one A52 5G. Let's see, do you get a condom case chucked in here? Nope, absolute tightwads, just a quick start guide. And you also get, of course, a Type-C USB cable. And yes, yippee hooray, you do actually get a charger bundled in the box, unlike those super expensive flagship S21 series, and it's one of the pop-up ones, excellent. And that's it for the box. Let's turn our attention to the phone itself. And this is the awesome blue version of the Galaxy A52 5G, but you can also grab it in awesome black, awesome white, or awesome violet. Is it actually awesome? Well, it's quite nice. And the arse end of the Galaxy A52 5G is quite clearly constructed from plastic. That's obvious just from a quick glance, and when you have a bit of a fondle as well. And you know, considering it's 400 quid, it would have been nice to see a bit of glass on there, or even a bit of Glastic action like the Galaxy S20 Fan Edition. It's very simple, basic, straightforward design. I do like this blue finish, and the violet one looks rather nice as well. So at least you've got a couple of bright options, and that camera chassis doesn't jut too far from the surface either. But at least because it's plastic, the Galaxy A52 5G only weighs 189 grams, so it's got a good heft to it, but certainly doesn't feel cumbersome to clutch or anything like that. You've got that textured matte finish to it as well, which means that you're not going to be picking up greasy marks and scuffs. But most impressive about the Galaxy A52 5G is that it's IP67 water and dust resistant. So you can take it into the jacuzzi, the pool, whatever, drop it in there, whip it out, should be absolutely fine. That's quite a rare feature for a budget smartphone around this sort of £300 to £400 price point. And nothing else particularly notable about the design of the Galaxy A52 5G. Something you don't get a screen protector slapped there on the front, and no condom case bundled in the box, so you're going to have to provide your own protective equipment. There's a bit of plastic banding around the edges as well, and you do actually get a headphone jack down below, which is something you don't get in those more premium Samsungs, so yippee hooray for that. Alright, well, enough fanning about. Let's get the Galaxy A52 5G all set up and take a proper full-on tour of the rest of it. And oh yeah, if we just quickly whip on out the SIM tray as well while I'm setting this beast up. And that's pretty good news because you've got space for 2 SIM cards in there. Otherwise, if you're just going to rock a single SIM, you can slip in a microSD memory card in that second SIM slot to expand the storage. Okay, Galaxy A52 5G set up and ready for action. And it is, of course, as standard with Samsung below us, the latest, freshest Android 11 OS, but with a good bit of Samsung's own OneUI launcher slathered on top. And I quite like OneUI because it's got that sort of stock Android vibe, but it also adds quite a few bonus features, quite a lot of which are actually worthwhile. So you've got some good customization, as you can see there. You've got a dedicated wallpaper and themes section. Samsung loves its themes. You've got plenty to scroll through there and choose between, otherwise you can just get a bit of geeky anime action on the go like I did. You got lots of gesture control, including the usual lift to wake and all of that good stuff. Let's get that turned on. Good bit of one-handed mode as well, which is always very handy. Pun 100% intended. And it's good to see Bixby routines make a return for the A52 5G as well, because it was missing in action on the A32. That's just a good little automation process. Allows you to set up routines for, you know, when you get back home from work, about to go to get a good bit of kip at night, things like that. But definitely one of the highlights on the software front here is that Samsung is guaranteeing you a minimum of 4 years of security updates with the Galaxy A52 5G, which is better than pretty much any manufacturer out there is offering. So at least you know if you bag yourself one of these, it'll be fresh for the foreseeable. But one of the only disadvantages of Samsung smartphones is you get a shed load of crapware pre-installed on there, like TikTok, Facebook, all of that comes slathered on there, linked friggin' in, all of that bad stuff. And of course Samsung's got its own wealth of first-party apps as well, most of which are just duplicates of stuff that you already get with Google. So you've got an internet browser, an app store, a smart home hub, all fine and dandy of course if you're actually invested in that Samsung ecosystem, otherwise it's just a bit annoying. But thankfully most of them I believe you can just uninstall if you're not actually going to use them yet, so you can just get rid of all that crap. And yeah, 128 gig of storage, pretty standard for this sort of price point. It can be expanded via microSD as well, up to a further terabyte. And because it's an OLED panel, that means you also get support for a bit of always on display action, so let's get that turned on. And you can have this actually always on, otherwise you can schedule it so it only operates during your waking hours. And of course you can customize it too. Get it set up exactly how you like. And one of the benefits of that always on display is that it actually shows you where the in-screen fingerprint sensor is located. So it saves you having to sort of grope around and try and find it yourself. And touch wood, so far that seems to work absolutely fine, no issues, nice and responsive. And you've also got support for face recognition using that Infinity or selfie cam as well. So get my gorgeous mug registered. And let's just give that a quick go as well. So just tap the power button and yep, bang, straight in it. And you've also got support for raise to wake as well. So basically pick up your smartphone and vaguely aim it at your face and bosh, straight in again. Now let's check out that 5.5-inch Super AMOLED display here on the Galaxy A52 5G. And as you can see, reasonably skinny bezels surrounding it as well. Nothing particularly horrific. It is a completely flat screen as well, which will of course appease any gamers out there. Also means you don't get that issue where palm fat can potentially intrude on the display when you're using it one-handed. This is a Super AMOLED panel and it is nice and punchy. Of course, it's set to the vivid mode by default, but those colors absolutely smack you in the face with their gorgeousness. You can dial that back down to more natural, realistic tones if you prefer. Gotta say though, already loving the Galaxy A52 5G's display. The Full HD Plus resolution, 2400 by 1080 pixels, keeps everything fairly crisp, even though it's a reasonably spacious panel. You do of course have that Infinity or selfie orifice just intruding ever so slightly on the action when you go full screen, but it's minimal at best. You've got nice wide viewing angles, it's proper retina searing on that top brightness level as well, so no problems with outdoor visibility, and you've got that super fast 120Hz refresh as well. This can just be knocked on here in the display settings, but it doesn't appear to have any kind of dynamic refresh. It's basically 120Hz all of the time, otherwise 60Hz if you'd rather save your battery life. And the Galaxy A52 5G also boasts a sexy bit of stereo speaker output as well. And if you dive into the audio section, as you can see there, you've got some Dolby Atmos tuning as well. So I can just basically tweak the audio output depending on whatever you're up to. So let's check out those speakers, see how good they really are. But those albums are buried safely away in the attic, so you're out of luck there, I'm afraid. It's not super impressive, got to say. It is a stereo speaker output, no denying that, but the top volume isn't exactly super loud, and the clarity is less than great. It is a bit tinny. But you know what? You got that headphone jack, that's the main thing, so you can plug in there, and you got full Bluetooth 5 support as well. Okay, running the show here on the Galaxy A52 5G is the Snapdragon 750G, which we all know and love from the Xiaomi Mi 10T Lite. And certainly on that blower, the performance was absolutely fantastic. The occasional tiny little pause, which was probably more to do with the fact that you actually had that MIUI launcher slathered on there. And that is backed here on the Galaxy A52 5G by a very healthy 6GB of RAM. If you're a benchmark enthusiast, as you can see there, very good scores coming out of it as well, especially that multi-core score. Should hopefully mean absolutely no problems running lots of apps in the background. And if you are a gamer, then you do have Samsung's Game Booster feature as well, which is slightly awkward to load up. You've got to kind of drag down the notifications bar and tap your way into it that way. But this adds lots of worthy features, including, of course, the good old priority mode. So basically, any incoming messages and calls and stuff can bugger right off. It just helps to focus you and dedicate all of your resources to your gaming session. And when you're like me, an old decrepit git who's absolutely killed their reaction speeds with decades of alcohol abuse, you need every advantage you can get. Gotta admit, I was a little bit worried when I first started testing out the Galaxy A52 5G with some Call of Duty mobile action. Couple of early judders right there, which was not what I was expecting, but thankfully after that the performance seemed to be stable, a nice smooth frame rate. The screen's nice and responsive as well, which is perfect for a bit of fast-paced Call of Duty action. And generally I gave as good as I got with this smartphone, apart from obviously when you had dickheads hiding on roofs, and by the way, if you do that, then screw you, because you are the worst. And one of the advantages you get on the A52 5G over that slightly more expensive A72 is, of course, as the name implies, that 5G support, because it's using that Snapdragon 750G, which has the built-in 5G modem. It is just sub-6 support, but you know, it's better than nothing. Good bit of future-proofing. And the A52 5G comes with a 4500 milliamp battery stuffed in there. Samsung reckons you'll get 2 days of battery life. I think that's probably a tad optimistic, but hopefully you'll get through a full day with lots of intensive use, no worries. You've got Samsung's 25-watt adaptive fast charging tech on board as well, so it shouldn't take too long to fill her back up again. But remember how I was so super happy that Samsung actually bothered to bundle a charger in the box with the A52? Well, don't get too carried away, because it's only a 15-watt charger, so you can't even charge at the full 25-watt capacity. Lame! So let's finish up our unboxing and tour of the Galaxy A52 5G with a squint at that quad lens rear camera tech headed up by a 64 megapixel primary shooter. Now this shoots 16 megapixel photos by default using 4-in-1 pixel binning just to make sure you get a nice bright balanced overall result. And you've got built-in optical image stabilization as well, which isn't always a feature at this sort of price point, so that's great to see. Should help to counter any hand tremors and the like. All the usual Samsung camera features are present and correct by the looks of it, including the scene optimizer, which just analyzes your subject and helps to tweak the settings, make sure you get the best possible results. And you can also quickly and easily at any point swap to that 12 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, which as you can see there gives you a really pulled back view of the action. And touchwood doesn't seem to be distorting the colors or anything either, so hopefully get fairly natural results. If you want to go in the opposite direction, sadly you do not get a telephoto lens here with the Galaxy A52 5G, so when you tap this icon here you just get a 2x digital zoom. If you want telephoto smarts, you'll have to upgrade to that Galaxy A72. So as for the other two lenses here on the Galaxy A52 5G, what you've got is a 5 megapixel depth sensor, which is perfect for your portrait shots, and you can of course change the bokeh style effect in the background both before and after you take your snap. Get Veronica here looking nice and purdy. And you've also got the obligatory 5 megapixel macro lens for your macro mode shots as well, if you want to get in nice and close to your subject. You've got whatever the goddamn this is. Oh look, I can give myself hair. Joker hair. Absolutely stunning. There. But yeah, absolutely bloody loads of camera features packed on here. You've got the night mode for when things get a little bit dim, just to help to brighten up your shots. You've got full-on pro mode as well, so you can play around with the ISO level, white balance, all that good stuff. And what's especially great to see is that Samsung has bunged its pro video mode onto the Galaxy A52 5G, something that doesn't usually come to the A series handsets. And this once again allows you to tinker with the settings while you're shooting a video. And no, this mode isn't quite as fully featured as it is on the Galaxy S21 flagship smartphones, for instance, but you know, you've got plenty of options in there, and you can shoot, as you can see there, 4K video up to 30 FPS, otherwise full HD at up to 60 FPS. One of my favorite Samsung camera features is that single take option as well, which basically, if you can't decide whether to shoot photos or video, just basically press that little button there and it will capture everything that's going on and then compile it into a whole bunch of random photos and videos for your view and pleasure. And then let's finish up with a squint on that 32 megapixel selfie cam using that infinity or orifice, of course, and this should be absolutely fine for your everyday snaps. As you can see there, you've got an ultra wide angle option as well, which makes the world of difference. So that right there in a nutshell is Samsung's Galaxy A52 5G. And certainly if you're looking for a 5G phone around that sort of £400 price point, it should prove a strong rival to the likes of the OnePlus Nord and Oppo's Find X3 Lite. Of course, if you're looking for an even cheaper 5G smartphone, still highly recommend that Xiaomi Mi 10T Lite, but I am hoping to slap my sim into the Galaxy A52 5G and give it a thorough testing. I like it so far. What do you think? It'd be great to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Definitely let me know if there's any smartphones you want to see me test it, compare it with side by side as well. And for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers everyone, love you.